Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Time for, once again, the double reviews for My Little Pony Season 8, Episode 19 and Episode 22 of MLP. Alright, so this week's episodes of MLP. Alright, first of all, let's start off with Episode 19. Which is The Road to Friendship. This episode, I will say, has to be not only the most adorable episode, and of course, one of my most favorite shippings of all time, which is Trixie and Starlight, but also, pretty much, I just love the actual, well, even though it was kind of predictable, it was done pretty well. Regardless of the predictable story, it doesn't matter, because everything about this episode was just purely just really great, and I really love what they actually did here, even though it might have been the same kind of, thing we kind of seen in many other series when it comes to buddy road trips. That doesn't mean it's actually something that's completely the same old rinse and repeat. No, they actually do things pretty much unique in this episode. What I really enjoyed about this episode was the fact that Starlight and Trixie had this like bond, thinking, oh, everything's gonna be okay. They kind of got cocky for their own good until shit started to go south, when technically they didn't really come prepared as much as they thought. When it comes to having enough money, having enough bits in order to pay for certain things, it just wasn't enough. And then the stress of just things that are, not really going the way you want is pretty much relatable. And not just, in all these kind of movies. By the way, speaking of which, I love the funny fourth wall breaking stuff that we got here when it comes to Starlight breaking the fourth wall to all these like buddy road trip movies, which I thought was actually pretty damn funny. I was just, wow, it was so damn funny. Oh my god. So yeah, a lot of references like that were actually really good. And also, this sort of reminded me of a Goofy movie, how they had that one song where like Max and Goofy were just like going there on their little fucking event, on their little road trip. That kind of reminds me a lot of a Goofy movie in a way, especially because since I loved that movie growing up, so it kind of does remind me of that as well. So pretty much the whole premise is that Starlight is, pretty much going on this, little tour because it's supposed to be part of her saddle, pretty much all around Equestria pretty much tour. And pretty much their first start was going to be Saddle Arabia. So what happens is that I forget the magician's name or the performer's name. Basically, he wanted to trade in wagons to actually see that she can actually, pretty much get a much better traveling distances with a better wagon. But she's like, nah, I'm good. I got this old baby right here. But it turns out that, Starlight, pretty much with her overpacking, pretty much learned from her senpai, of course, of the princess of overpacking. Did not overpack it, just coming prepared in general. Basically, what happens is right after that, though, we get to be again with this whole fourth wall breaking thing. So, dude, they were not Twilight or Friends. They probably sing a song about it. Contradicted much, and then all of a sudden we get a song. I love the song in this episode, by the way. The song, oh my god, has to be my favorite song so far because season's not over yet. So far, has to be one of my favorite songs. Definitely a duet. Now, I did hear about this news during San Diego Comic-Con when this was, announced over there, and they did not disappoint me whatsoever. This was just absolutely just awesome. I just loved the song. It was so cute, and also, it was so cute and so funny. They were so funny, but, and again, even during the song, there was 4 wall breaking moments, and it's just like, oh my god, man, like, wow, like, holy shit, like, you never thought they would actually do that. It's like, oh my god. So that was actually pretty good as well, though. And also, of course, we had the, as you predicted, everything going wrong, Starlight and Trixie pretty much arguing against themselves, pretty much the fact that also that pretty much, like, wow, they couldn't really get a really good night's rest. Everything pretty much screwed up there. Not enough good night's rest. The breakfast didn't really go so right either. So instead, to make everything completely solved as a problem, Starlight decided to sell Trixie's wagon, because we all know that will certainly definitely help, even though it really doesn't. So that really sucks, because that's Trixie's star, that's her pride and treasure right there, is basically her wagon. And that really sucks that the wagon itself had to be traded for that fancy, nice, incredible wagon. Granted, it's a really nice wagon, but deep down, that's part of Trixie's own. Like, she's been with that wagon for life, man, and just giving that away just without permission is just, it's pretty fucked up, Starlight. It kind of really is. So Trixie pretty much just, tries to go back because after they broke up the whole friendship road trip, pretty much, basically while she goes on her own, he meets the magician dude or the performer dude saying like, well, you know what, how about, you just pretty much come on back and, we could start pretty much over where it's like, hey, you know what, how about, you come with me and we'll have our own little duel, or if not, it is what it is. So we have Trixie just blocking his way, and I love the fact too how this dude's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill, I'm just gonna like, just sit here, drink my tea, I could sit here all night, bitch, I really don't even care. That shit, I was like, oh my god, like, oh jeez, man. And then I really did like how they referenced those two other ponies in the background, because I thought they were just gonna be just like normal, like weird, like background mail pony or delivery ponies, but no, apparently they actually were relevant to actually saying like, you know what, hey, even though traveling together, even though it wasn't really that great of a trip, deep down we still had fun, just pretty much, just traveling together, even though if shit went south, at least, hey, at least traveling together was the main part of, just spending quality time together as bonding, pretty much. They kind of learned something from that. And then Starlight's like, even though this trip was a disaster, just traveling with a really good friend like you was just, all the worthwhile. And I really did like the whole friendship chat thing they did, which was obviously really cringy, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. It makes sense. They're just two lovable dorks. And also, I did like that one scene where, like, Trixie was actually moonwalking, paying good respects to good old Michael Jackson right there. Definitely. So I would say this episode, as a whole, too, was definitely one of my favorite episodes of Season 8 so far. Again, going on my top list of favorite episodes, this one was definitely it. So this one I'm definitely giving a 5 out of 5. This episode was just so worth it. It was so worth the wait, especially from all the news I've been hearing about this episode. It was definitely worth the wait, definitely worth the hype. Check it out, you will not be disappointed. Let's move on to episode 20. Alright, episode 20, The Washouts. And guess who's back? Back again. Lightning Dust. Tell a friend, even though it's Lightning Dust, so, well, okay, Lightning Dust, we haven't seen this character in over, like, 5 seasons. It's been since, like, season 3. And she hasn't grown as much, yes, and she's still a bitch. She really, really is. Damn. Or just a straight-up asshole in general. So, basically, when it comes to the Washouts, it looks like that Lightning Dust started this brand new group called the Washouts, where basically there were a group of Wonderbolts that were washed outs or just basically just cast-asides because they didn't really follow the procedures to become full-fledged Wonderbolts. So what happens is that Scootaloo says like, oh my god, these people are so amazing, they're so cool. And then she kind of learns the hard way of admiring somebody too much, especially for ones who don't really care that you're about to die. So yeah, good job there, Scootaloo. But anyways, that's pretty much what we that's pretty much the whole point of this episode, where Scootaloo finds out that there's a new fan club that she's getting involved with. She's excited for all these awesome, amazing, stunt ponies that actually do these really amazing stunt tricks and everything else. And we find out that it's Lightning Dust, and honestly, a lot of people really did like Lightning Dust. Me, even though I kind of felt like she was more of a rival character to Dash and everything. Speaking of which, I love the ending where we have like a Pokemon Team Rocket reference, where there's like blasting off again. And like, yeah, that was actually pretty funny. But that's pretty much what we got for the episode itself. So basically, we just see that she actually joins the actual squad. Because remember, Dash is like, look, we went back in the day and whatever. And I just like, basically, we have Spitfires, like, pretty much, like, this whole thing reminded me of, like, Full Metal Jacket, about the whole Warface scenario. Like, it reminded me of the Sergeant dude. That's basically what Spitfire pretty much reminded me of. And I just love that controversy of her just pretty much giving a good old scare to Scootaloo. That was actually pretty good and funny at the same time. So, we got that in mind. So, next thing is that we got in this episode was actually her joining and basically finding out the hard way, like, wow, I mean, The person I admire this much didn't really give a shit about my well-being. They didn't really care just for the tricks. Yeah, you think? So, yeah, Scootaloo should have just realized that from the very beginning. But of course, you know, Lightning Dust was there just to teach her a lesson, regardless. So, overall, yeah, that's what we got here for this episode. And of course, the meme faces, you know, some of the meme faces do actually return. And I really did, and, you know, Scootaloo actually does pretty much tell Rainbow Dash, like, look, you know what? I can't fly. I would like to join the Wonder Bolts, but look, I'm not a flyer. I can't fly. My wings can't lift me up the ground. However, even though I can't really fly, it's really awesome just to do some really cool stuff with my scooter. So I learned to accept that. And I really did like the development, a lot. So I was like, damn, like, okay. Pretty deep there, Scootaloo. I'm not gonna lie about that. Pretty damn deep. So, yeah, so right after that, so after she kind of learns the safety of her well-being isn't really, you know, well, it's gonna have to be. She's like, you know what? Rainbow Dash is like, you know what? I should have been a better role model to you. I should have found my ways to convince you, like, how dangerous it really was. You know what? How about we start a brand new fan club? And that's basically the whole Scootaloo fan club. And that was actually pretty cute. I actually did like that. And then of course, Scootaloo is stocking her own fan club like Rainbow Dash does with hers. And pretty much, I guess, the moral to this so-called episode, the moral is, even though you do actually look up to someone, doesn't mean you have to actually copy and be exactly like them. As long as you're just inspired by this particular person that you admire and able to do your own things, well, I think that's pretty much, you know, what it's really all about. So that's what we got from here for this episode. Overall, when it comes to the episode of the washouts, you know, it was really great seeing Lightning Dust again, but I really felt like her purpose was just basically to actually give an actual lesson when it comes to the actual, to actually Rainbow Dash and to Scootaloo as well. But I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't really have a lesson here. But yeah, overall, I really did like everything else though. Again, great to see them, great to see her back. Overall, it just felt like Lightning Dust was just there just to bring some kind of big lesson plan. So yeah, I think that was the only problem I have with this episode. Other than that, I'm going to give this episode a 4.5 out of 5. This is a really great episode, and I really did like the moral to this episode, which made it strong. So just a little bit points off due to feeling like she was just there just for the sake of just for a lesson, and that was it. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts. I apologize if this is how I'm going to do the reviews, but 2 episodes does take a little bit of work compared to just 1 episode every week. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts once again in the comment section down below of this week's episodes of My Little Pony Friendship Magic Season 8, Episodes 19 and 20. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you guys next week for Episodes 21 and 22. Sorry there's not too much editing in these reviews as much. Sorry, I do apologize, but I figured it'll be like a little more longer if I did that. So these are pretty much somehow going to be certain, not too much editing, and I believe this is how, the new style I'm going to do for these double episode reviews. Just to give you guys a heads up there. So if you're expecting a lot of like funny insert edits, whatever, it's not going to be that easy, especially now with 2 episodes compared to 1 every single, week that we used to have. So that's it. So I'm done. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, click that bell, join the squad, follow my social media plugins and my gamer tags as well. And if you haven't, please join the Plus Ultra Discord down below. Until then, peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. And manga fans, keep supporting Rich Reader What You Watch, and bronies, bro hoof, and brony on. See you guys next week for the double episodes of 21 and 22.